That was some good ASMR on that one.
Pick an apartment was big.
Go ahead and flex, Kobe.
Just flip a coin and hire one of them.
Did you get the sword of John Adams?
We did get the sword of John Adams, yeah. At like 11 or midnight, we've decided it's never been a bad idea to have an extra pizza in the refrigerator.
But I don't want us to have that bourbon flavor for some of the other earlier beers. So let's start with the problem.
You don't want me to be drunk on camera, is that what Welcome to the MNF Thanksgiving edition of the Varsity Brews podcast. We are three of the finest gentlemen you know on this side of the Missouri River.
We've had like three locations. I didn't know where I was going tonight. So.
Evan, Aaron, Vahid with you on another edition. This is the Thanksgiving week. So much to be thankful for, including you two gentlemen. Thank you so much.
I know for you too.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Please show your shirt because I know you want to do it.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. Michigan versus Evan.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Man, you're such a villain.
Hey.
I was born in the dark.
Oh, nice. All right, we're watching the Chiefs and the...
yeah, we got the Chiefs, Eagles in the background.
A lot happening.
Little
favorite Thanksgiving food.
100%, no doubt about it. It is turkey with gravy.
Okay.
Favorite Thanksgiving
Gotta have the mashed potatoes, though.
Gin and tonic, 2 limes.
Does it come with a rubber turkey in it or what?
Evan wasn't ready for
Stuffing.
that
Whoa.
I'm a stuffing guy.
Do you like cranberry?
Nope.
I love cranberry
Not
sauce.
a cranberry guy.
What is the worst Thanksgiving food? Cranberry?
Cranberry for me. I will eat everything in sight.
I don't like Polish sausage. Some people like try
Polish
to.
sausage?
Yeah, there's some. I've been to a couple Thanksgivings and they're like.
I've never been
in,
there.
in South Bend. Listen, in South Bend, they're all Polish over here, and there's people that are serving Polish sausages. I don't want Polish sausage with my turkey.
Oh, ham. We do ham.
Ham? Oh, yeah. How about that?
Ham.
How about the most underrated Thanksgiving food?
Oh, I got this.
I do,
Go.
too.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
AJW's cheesy potatoes, man.
Ooh.
Listen,
I grew up on those things.
Oh yeah, listen. Everybody makes
potatoes
cheesy
are
potatoes,
so
but like I've like manipulated my grandmother's mother's recipe.
What's on the top of it?
We have fresh sharp cheddar on top.
Do you put any like Ruffles potato chips?
No, but I might this year.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I've never heard of Ruffles potato chips in there.
Crunch
You
them
do
up a little
cheesy
bit.
potatoes and ruffled potato
Yes.
chips on
Yeah,
top?
it probably gives a little crunch on top.
And the cheese, yeah.
So,
Pretty good.
I think the most... by the way, is that Higgins Lake right there?
That
point?
is. That's Detroit
I know.
Point. You've
remember.
been there.
He's like, hey.
We've done a
Yeah,
podcast here.
I
There's a
remember
map
seeing-
right over there.
I remember you saying that a lot of
Having
boats get
deja
stuck
vu.
there and get...
Oh, yeah. People lose their propeller right
Sorry,
out there.
I got distracted
Yeah.
for a second. We're looking right at the sixth most
Sixth
beautiful...
most beautiful lake in
Six
the
most
world.
beautiful way in the world. If you listen to the podcast.
The most underrated food at any Thanksgiving table is sweet potatoes and marshmallows.
I love
Right
I
on top.
I do love
Those are
those.
good.
Yeah. With marshmallow, you get a little crumble on there.
My
yeah.
wife and I made one of those one year when we were still living in the apartment.
Yep.
And we almost burned the entire place down. It was a hell of a Thanksgiving, gentlemen.
Sounds like
A lot to be thankful for. You're thankful for Michigan keeping on winning.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I was sweating a little bit, but I'm still wearing my faithful.
I told you they'd have a tough time with DJ Uyunglele.
I was faithfully,
Faithful.
support. Yeah, I was faithfully faithful, supporting the Wolverines. Listen, it's a trap game. Every team's got them. We all know college football has trap games, right? You got the biggest game probably of the year of any other college football game of this year. I mean, we haven't had a 2 versus 3. right?
Alabama, Georgia's going to be big too. Though.
Well, yeah, but that's not 2 versus 3. That's
Who
the
do they
last
have
time I
next week?
checked.
Georgia's at home next week?
Alabama.
No, that's not next week. They have one more game left, I think, because Notre Dame is at Stanford.
Oh, that's right. It's,
Do they or not?
It's
Maybe they
Alabama Auburn.
Oh, and Auburn just
that'll be a
lost
good
to
game.
New Mexico State.
That's the
Auburn.
gridiron game, isn't it?
The Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl.
Iron
Yeah,
Bowl.
So
yeah.
you heard this. Auburn paid New Mexico State $2 million to come and
And
play
then
them.
whooped them.
And they whooped.
That is
Whooped.
crazy.
Whooped them.
So let's talk about this Harbaugh thing.
All right.
Because he was at a bar watching this past weekend.
James Carbaugh.
Wait a second. Huh?
He was at Higgins Lake, didn't you hear?
Hopefully he was on a
binoculars
Barletta.
Plug. Plugola.
Yeah.
So what? This is what I said pregame here when we were talking. If Michigan wins this game, everybody forgets about the 3-game suspension and they move on with their lives.
Yep.
If they don't win the game, then it's the world, right? It's the world.
Michigan versus everybody. I mean, right? Here's my
Can't lose.
Can't lose. Yeah, you can't lose this game. I think we talk about it, listen, everybody thought it was going to be a rough go at Penn State, right? They come in there, very emotional win. Michigan comes out on top. You heard the coach afterwards. I think in the Sharon, Sharon.
Yeah, he went crazy.
He did, and his mom's
Bleep
like,
this, bleep that, the whole show.
But in this win, he's like, my mom said I couldn't cuss on television. So I think, listen, I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter who's coaching because the plays are already set.
But does it? But does it at the end of the game if it's tight?
It
could.
It could.
Do you think it's going to be tight?
Yes.
I think it's going to be a barn burner.
I don't think it's going to be a barn burner.
I think Michigan's going to win this game by 7 points.
I think it's going to be the same as Michigan.
33-3. Oh, sorry.
Wait a second.
I think it's going to be the same type of game that Ohio State, Notre Dame had.
Okay. Yeah.
Low scoring.
It's going to come down to a couple of moments.
Yes.
Yep. Whoever's got the.
Now, last year, Michigan got a ton of turnovers, right? So that was the difference in that game.
Yeah.
I feel like Michigan has to set the tone early and jump on this team.
Yeah.
100%.
Here's how I look at it. Michigan has a really good quarterback. Ohio State
Does not.
Okay quarterback.
Yep.
What about the back end of that Ohio State defense? They've been playing well.
They have. But, I mean, I don't know. I think Michigan's going to be able to control the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
They're going to be able to run the football and play action pass down the field.
Okay.
I really do think the difference maker is going to be at quarterback.
JJ in big games, though.
Okay.
He struggled, but he's injured right now, though.
That's the only thing I'll say. I agree with you.
I think you're right.
I think JJ in big moments, though, has struggled.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not to say that Ohio State's guy is even any better.
But I'm with you guys. I think it's going to be
Who's
a good
got the
game.
better defense, Evan?
Ohio State's got a defense, man. Ohio State can get after the quarterback.
They're coming on.
Yep.
But I'm telling you what, I believe. Now, I'm not a Michigan fan, but maybe I'll just a little. I do believe.
Look at his shirt, everybody.
Look at his
Hold
hat.
on. Yeah.
Look at everything.
Look at my hat.
It's a Red Wings Michigan hat.
This is small Michigan.
It's a
fan.
novelty. Hey, I actually think Michigan's defense got to step up for this game. Huge opportunity for Michigan to big game, tons of publicity. Every time I turn on,
It's a huge game.
it's a huge game.
Nobody does it better than them.
But if you think about it, all year long, we've not seen the big game that's get as much advertising or drama or hoopla around it. Every time I turn on ESPN, in 5 minutes in, something's coming up with Ohio State, Michigan. It is the biggest game. Let's call it what it is. It's called the game for a reason. It's called the game. It is, right,
This
Evan?
is his week. We got to let it have his moment here. It's his week.
I remember growing up, I still have vividly in my mind David Boston and Charles Woodson fighting.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah.
When helmets
they
came
still
off.
show that on ESPN all the time.
It is. I'm telling you, that was peak Michigan, Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
And then Michigan sucked for like 12 years.
Yeah. Great try.
I don't know. This is a pick'em game for me.
Okay.
I really think Ohio State has been coming on. They've been tested. I don't know if Michigan has been tested. Their games that they have been tested, they've been at noon, right? I mean, that's where they get the benefit of the schedule. All their big games have been at noon.
But that's when Michigan plays its best.
Well, you're not going to be playing the national championship
whoever we
game at
like
noon.
spied
They
on.
do a lot of noon games.
How we got that Penn State to be at noon? That was the biggest
This
thing.
is
that
a
could
noon
happen.
game too, right?
It's Ohio State. The game is always noon. It's always high noon. It's never changed since I was a kid.
Boy, I don't know. We're going to wait to make our picks here. This
Hey,
is
and I got a
tough.
special gift
I
when
know
we
where
do
I'm
make
going.
your picks. I'm giving you boys an early Christmas gift during picks. So give me a quick segment.
If it's a Michigan versus everybody T-shirt, I'm wearing that at Stanford this next weekend under my shirt.
You will?
Oh, I so hope it is.
Underneath my I gotta wear a bib.
Please go into the post-game press conference wearing that.
Jeez.
And then ask. Sorry.
Ask what?
Why didn't you give the ball to Audric Estime more? Because homie ran for 1,000 yards.
2,000 yards in his career, 100 and in the post-game press conference, Marcus stood there and he was asked the question, was it predetermined that you were going to give him over 100 yards? And he said, Well, we don't normally like to do that for stats. And you should have seen the smile on Audric Estime's face when he got 100 yards. He stayed in the game, and he said, Coach, I want to get 100 yards. I can do it. And he's like, all right, you can do it.
Maybe you should have done that earlier in the year.
Audric Estime is a difference maker.
Dude could have ran for 1,700?
Yeah.
1,500?
Merriweather showed up, too, in the play-action pass.
Can't even believe that. I got the text. I'm like, what? He's in the game?
I was listening to our podcast from last week on the way here.
Yeah.
We called the play-action pass.
Boys, when you run for 100 yards with Audric Estime, it opens up the play-action passing down the field.
Yes, it does.
Regardless if you're in man coverage or not.
Listen, I believe that Notre Dame has weapons on the outside. It's how do you use those weapons? We've all seen that the marshmallow guy, Mr. Hartman, you see that post-game press conference where the girl threw the marshmallow 30 yards and landed in his cup, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'll drink it. He was out of the game already.
My senior experience was different than that.
They threw marshmallows at you?
No, they threw snowballs at us.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was that game?
Syracuse, UConn, back-to-back years.
Wow.
Jeez. All right.
Snowing in South Bend?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This was beautiful.
A couple
It
inches.
was
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, if you got snowballs, you got to have a couple.
Notre Dame played extremely well at home this year. On the road, they need to figure it out. Texas A&M, first game next year. They need to figure it out.
Against Dion?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Shador?
It's happening.
You never know.
Man.
Who are they going to hire? They have proven they will pay.
Colorado's
How do you have that much money? How do you have that much money?
Everything's bigger in Texas.
NIL, man. Hey, NIL T-shirts. This is NIL sponsored. This T-shirt is actually NIL. Like, this is not part of
Well, obviously, we've been banned from.
Yeah. Can't do anything NIL at Notre Dame.
Well, what an atmosphere here tonight. By the way, Monday Night Football at your place. We kind of just invited ourselves.
Old school WWE.
Yeah, it is.
That's all right. It's cool. I'm like, hey, we're doing the podcast there.
Folks, in the comment section below, how much should I pay for this table? Or should Evan and I just build a table with Evan on it as the main character?
That'd be funny.
Maybe we should make a Varsity Brews podcast table.
Or get that T-shirt that he's
With
got from
Daddy.
last week.
Yeah, with Daddy on it. With your Michigan versus everybody. I love it. I love that
That's
idea.
good. That's good. That's good.
All right, we're going to be right back here on the Varsity Brews podcast. Do you have a beer that we could share here?
Oh yeah, I got a whale in there chilling.
All right.
Always a whale.
We'll be
Always
back
a whale.
We'll be back with the whale, and we'll
offside,
talk about this weekend's other games, including what the Detroit Lions did this past week.
Haven't been 8-2 since 1962.
Well, as RG3 would say, and this is what RG3 said in
He
the
did
pregame.
say this tonight.
He said,
Was it inappropriate?
Yes.
Yeah, it always is.
He said, stats are like bikinis.
Okay.
You get a lot, but you don't get it all.
Me and Vahid, he goes, I'm like, you really say that?
He said that about wins and losses?
He said that about stats.
Stats.
Well, stats, yeah. I mean, the quote I was there was stats are for
tell
losers.
a lot of the story, like bikinis, but they don't tell the whole story.
But 8-2, that tells a lot of the story.
Hey, you know what?
I got a lot to say about the Lions.
All right, we'll talk about it.
All right, we're going to talk about that and the whale when we come back on this Thanksgiving edition of the Varsity Brews podcast. Welcome back to the Varsity Brews podcast. We are on the road, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Daaa Baaa.
we're doing a little bit of celebration. This is
Daaa Baaa.
at the Daaa. Yeah, the Daaa is the original old school. Cracked a couple of celebration ales by Sierra Nevada. So small breweries do support big macro breweries. But this is one of my favorite holiday ales around Thanksgiving and Christmas time. So this is a Celebration Fresh Hop IPA. It's a little bit more malty, but it's a little bit more bitter too.
Okay.
So,
what is the ABV on that puppy?
ABV
6.8.
There you go.
So nothing near Faithfully. Faithfully's 8?
8-1.
8 on the Richter scale?
That's yummy.
Faithfully was originally 11 for the record too. I had to bring
It's
it.
my favorite number.
11?
It was when I first made it, it was 11.
Bring it back.
Your birthday's 8-1?
What?
What's your-
No, my favorite number's 11.
Oh, 11.
11.
You were 13 as a quarterback, though.
I hated that number.
How did you get 13?
They gave it to me. I tried to change every year.
Did you say, listen, I'm Evan Sharp?
Yeah, that didn't work with
from Marshall,
what's his
Michigan.
face.
You mean the nice guy that's on the cover of your, the different side of, what's his name? I don't even know his name anymore.
He's like
Charlie.
We were paying him until last year. So.
He's like, Dan Marino, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, he's one of the best quarterbacks ever to play.
He tried
in the
to sell
NFL.
you because of Dan Marino?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
You know what
Now
you should have
that's
said?
fun.
You know what you should have said?
That's
You should have
hilarious.
come back and said, you know whose number it is? Scott Mitchell. Okay?
Jeez.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Detroit basketball. I
love it.
listen,
I love it.
I said to Michigan versus everybody, I said, Michigan has some good things, but my favorite thing to ever come out of Michigan, other than Aaron
And Evan.
and Evan,
Yeah, Evan's from Michigan, too.
is the Detroit-style pizza. I'm a big fan of Detroit-style
What's
pizza.
Detroit-style
It's kind of
pizza?
thicker crust,
Plug
square.
for Buddy's
it's like
Pizza?
Jets.
Oh, my
Jets,
God.
Jets is like
Oh,
a
yeah.
version of
Yeah,
it.
I've been to
Buddy's
before.
Pizza. Have you ever been to Detroit Buddy's at 7.5 and Gratiot?
I've been to
it's
the
rough.
one. It's rough.
I took Audrey there once. They
It's
had
rough.
They had Bad Boys playing in the background, like
Okay.
it was on the thing.
Bad boys, bad boys.
Yeah, you know the show.
Yep.
And Audrey goes, "Where are we at?" I'm like, "We're at 7.5 and Gratiot." And she's like, "Are you serious?" It was after a Tigers
So
game.
it's almost 8 miles.
7.5 and
Wait, Old
But I'm like,
Tiger
it's-
Stadium?
But I told her it's the best pizza in the world. Like Detroit deep dish. People that know, they know. It's money. So go to Buddy's at
There's
7.5.
spaghetti on the sweater already.
He opened up a place called that Mom
Yeah,
Spaghetti.
Mom-
Did he
Mom's
really?
Spaghetti. Yeah, Mom Spaghetti.
Good for him. I love Eminem, man.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're listening to this, sponsor the show.
You never know.
We need an intro song.
I'm
Cut it up,
Jules
baby.
next year.
Okay.
Jules next year. I'm waiting for
Featuring
it.
Eminem.
Yeah, why not?
Speaking of 8 Mile,
Yep.
your Detroit Lions continue to just eke out wins.
Buddy, I'll tell you what. Listen, I'm a
I
faithful.
like how he said eek instead of like grind.
Yeah. Well, it was against the Bears.
Buddy,
Had a few people
this
over the
kind
house.
of plays into what I'm going to say about the Detroit Lions here.
So here's what I'll tell you. I was getting nervous with 3 minutes left. If you ask my wife and all my friends,
Did you turn it off?
no, we didn't turn it off.
You
But
drank gin.
I switched to gin.
That's
my
the thing.
Switch Tanqueray.
Daaa Baaa. Because he said Daaa Baaa, and we're like, what is he talking? I'm like, what are you talking
That's
about?
the nickname for old school WestWind. People that come to my house that we call it DAAA.
like Daaa Bears.
Daaa Baaa.
But like
Yeah, it's not the Bears.
The
Yeah.
New England style of saying it.
Yeah. So it's called the Daaa. So no, 3 minutes left. I threw it all out, man. I'm like, golf's done. 3 interceptions. The guy who had a horrible day, and then he comes back looking like a Super Bowl caliber quarterback with what, a minute and a half left. So I'll take it. So go ahead and just give it to me.
It's going to come down to him.
It is. It absolutely is going to come down to Jared Goff. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I told you this in the beginning of the season. I stand by my 9-3 here.
Your convictions.
This is my 9-3. I think Detroit is one quarterback and one outside playmaker away from making a Super Bowl run. I don't think they win the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. I just don't. I don't think he is that caliber of quarterback.
All right, that's fair.
I'm with you.
They
I've
need
said
one
that-
more receiver, too. Their defense
That's
is
fair.
there.
Yeah.
Their defense
Defense is there.
is there.
Don't think Donovan Peoples-Jones is the...
I'm a Michigan boy.
Yeah, he's a Michigan boy. The savior to help us.
I don't know,
I'm with you.
man.
Hey, but hold on. Can I say this?
Jared
more?
Goff is a, what
Who's
do we
their-
like to call him?
Who's their backup?
He's a game manager.
But that's okay. You can, as long as you don't
Yes,
throw 3 picks.
I realize.
They have a very good backup.
realize-
Do you know who their backup is?
Who?
Oh, Hendon Hooker.
Nope. Well, he's third string.
Who?
They just signed him.
Who?
We're seeing if you know your Detroit sports.
No, I don't.
It's not
What-
Joe Flacco.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh,
Teddy Bear. Listen, that is
that is a good
Teddy
thing.
Bridgewater was a first round draft pick last time I checked.
No, yeah, I agree.
So guess what? You got Goff, who we gave a bunch of picks.
So here's what I'll say, okay? I'm not trying to hate. Here's what I'll say. Then you can say your piece. Sorry.
No,
I will say this. Jared Goff picked it off in the end
in
zone.
the end zone.
Oh boy.
Terrible.
So-
throw.
So, once in a blue moon, defenses can overcome an offense. I'm talking about the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. I'm talking about the 2012 Baltimore Ravens. Joe Flacco.
Okay, yeah.
And who was their quarterback in 2000? Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, Trent.
Trent Dilfer. Sometimes you have a quarterback that is a game manager that can get away with it because the defense is so darn good. I just don't know if that's the Lions this year. But their coach,
They're really
they've
close.
taken the mentality of that coach, and I give them all the credit in the world.
He's 8-2. We haven't done that since 1962. As a Lions fan, that's a huge thing.
Good for them.
I know, right?
No, I mean, like, I'm happy for them. It's been a long time in Detroit, you know?
They're on the right path. But I'm with Vahid. I said it when they traded Stafford away.
Yeah.
And they started making some changes, right? And like you could kind of see like how McD was, when they were going through the draft and who they were getting.
Right.
Because prior to that, it was, they were drafting the best available wide receiver, and that never worked.
Yep.
Maybe minus Calvin Johnson, but they didn't have, the pieces on the offensive and defensive line. They've got those now.
Yeah.
And honestly, when you're in the NFL and you want to make a change with your organization, you draft the best available offensive and defensive linemen, and then you trade for skill position players. Because running backs are a dime a dozen.
Yep.
They are.
True.
What the average lifespan of running backs in the NFL, it's 3 years. It's an anomaly if you get a guy who's going to be, you're going to hit on a guy like a Derrick Henry, okay, who's going to be a stud for 5+ years. So you build up the line of scrimmage, and then within trades and
Audric Estimate.
then you go after the quarterbacks.
Sure.
Then you go after the skill players.
Sure.
Because there are a lot of those. But if you don't have a good offensive and defensive line, you're not going to win football games.
My question for the Lions here, Aaron, is who's coming up next at quarterback? It's not Bridgewater. Bridgewater's kind of at the end of his career.
Yeah,
I don't know if I trust
filler.
the third-string guy. Who is it that's taking the reins to that next step? Because it's all in, let's say Jared Goff goes down.
I think
I think they'd be okay with Bridgewater if Goff goes down.
that's why they went and got him.
I do.
Yeah. Because Booker's not ready. I mean, Booker's
But I'll answer that question. I don't think he's on the Lions roster now, and I don't think it's someone they draft.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Hey, do you know what that merits? A gold coin. I think that's a great comment. And since
The gold coin brought to you by Patrick
this
Industries.
is brand new.
Jeez.
This is brand new. I'm surprising Vahid with these. These are gold coins. So when I like a comment, it's not necessarily the chain.
Look. As per usual, I'm not getting a gold coin. It's the WestWind talk. I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Tongue in cheek.
I don't know who it's going to be. But
That's fair.
You know who I kind of like? I'm not going to lie. You know who I kind of like?
Don't say Kirk Cousins.
No, come on.
it's not that
the
either.
Lions don't need a retread.
No.
They don't need a retread.
It's got to be someone. It's got to be someone 25.
Yeah.
to
I do
28.
like the current quarterback of the Vikings.
Oh, really?
I do like it.
Dobbs?
I do like Dobbs.
Dobbs?
Dobbs' stock is going way. No?
No.
Kyler Murray?
No.
Kyler Murray.
CJ Stroud? Would you root for a former Ohio
No.
State quarterback?
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't?
He would crush it in Detroit.
You think so?
Oh.
I would take back coins. My buddy said, what did he say?
You
But he's-
wouldn't
But
root
he's
on.
not he's not going to Detroit.
He
No,
goes,
he's not.
if Detroit had Fields, the Lions would be amazing.
I said that.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I did.
All right, well, I better give you a coin too.
That's a good comment.
Just in case you don't get one this week.
I feel bad
Taking
for
this with
Fields.
me everywhere. I do too. The
I'm
Bears.
telling
The
you,
Bears are.
Fields
He
is
is a
talented.
really good
The
quarterback.
Bears are a terrible organization.
They really are.
I mean, it's a bad organization.
All right, so we're a quarterback away from a Super Bowl run. I still think.
I think you're going to make a playoff run.
Hell yeah, we are. I agree, 100%.
And to
as
your
a
point,
as a Lions fan,
How is Detroit in terms of a road game to play in the playoff? How is the atmosphere?
they're bringing it now.
yeah, they are. I mean, you got to remember.
That's just a question. I've
Listen,
never been
every
to Fort Jones,
Thanksgiving for like the last 40 Thanksgivings, I've had 2 that I can get I can remember on my hands and
versus
toes.
Aaron Rodgers a couple years ago.
Yeah, right. That was a big one. But I mean, you think about it, Detroit's not been good, so to be at 8-2 and to be in the
big
position
deal
we're in,
for
it is
Detroit.
a big
exciting
deal.
times.
It is
And the
exciting
state of
times.
Michigan. It
Yeah,
is.
I mean, and the state of Michigan. I mean, a city that's always sucked. We're the lovable losers. To actually be able to post something on social media that, hey, I'm a Lions fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not a bad thing to be a
you
Lions
don't
fan
have a
this
paper
year.
bag over your
Yeah,
head?
and I don't have a
Yeah.
paper bag over my head.
That's important.
That's exciting.
Hey, I'm happy for you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
I'm
That's why I
happy.
gave you a coin.
Hey, Wisconsin, we've got the opposite problem going on right now.
Good luck with love.
We've got the Bucks, and they're not that great this year either.
How are they not good?
The Bucks?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We have two of the best players in the NBA.
Giannis is awesome. Giannis is awesome. You just don't know in the NBA. It's a year-to-year thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Very
a
much.
year-to-year thing.
I can tell you that
So who
the best player is Jokovic.
Dude, he's
Oh,
a stud.
yeah.
Dude's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's stud.
Doesn't even care about basketball.
So
Get an update?
the game we're watching. Do you think these are the teams in the Super Bowl this year?
Nope.
Chiefs and Eagles.
either. Eagles maybe, Chiefs are not.
Okay. Well, I'm an NFC guy, so I can't say that. I do believe these are two best teams in the NFL right now.
Lions, NFC Championship.
I think,
Yes.
yeah, I
I
do.
think it's doable.
I think the Lions could make the NFC Championship. I really do.
And to your point earlier, I think their defense is good enough to get them there.
I do too. To the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
I
our
don't know if
defense
it is
won
the
that game on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
San Francisco. Brock Purdy, baby.
Purdy.
He's looking good.
You got to say Christian McCaffrey too. I mean,
Well, yeah. And Debo.
yeah.
And the defense.
Well,
I mean,
They're-
they're stacked to make
I'm
a run
telling
now.
You, if I play in quarterback and I see on 3rd down and 8 yards who they have on both sides, edge rushing,
You're scared.
which way do you slide?
Forward. Do you think so? Back to the game manager. Do you think Brock Purdy is a game manager, or do you think he's more than that?
I think he's a little more. I think he can consistently make some throws, but I mean, it certainly helps when you got a guy in the backfield like Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's good for a touchdown a game, but I like where the 49ers are because they do have a great defense. They can get off they can put the offense back on the field for sure.
Dak?
Are we going to put Purdy in like the elite category? I don't think so.
So not a top 10 quarterback.
I don't think so. But
You think
he's just outside.
Who's the Bills guy?
He's not a top 10 quarterback right now.
he is falling off the map. Allen?
Yeah.
Josh Allen's he's struggled. Had a great year last year. Struggling all year.
I think there's a lot of inner turmoil within that organization right now.
Yeah.
What about the Cowboys?
Dak. Mitchie's a big Dak fan.
I think the Cowboys are a wild card. I
All
do
right,
think the Cowboys are a wild
They
card.
play on Thanksgiving Day too.
Who do they play?
Hey, Mitchell, who does Dallas play on Thanksgiving Day? There's two teams that play every Thanksgiving. It's the Lions. Lions got Green Bay, and who's Dallas play? I don't know. Somebody get us some info.
Dolphins are playing Jets. They play on Friday.
Green Bay.
Don't know.
Let's not talk about Green Bay.
Well,
What do you even do there?
Commanders.
Commanders. Yeah, Washington. I knew that too.
What a cool name.
Jordan Love.
Trade him.
Jordan hate.
Trade him.
To who? Who's going to take him?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
What? Yeah.
What do you?
They flipped the whole organization for Jordan Love. You had Aaron Rodgers.
Why'd they draft him?
These are things I don't know the answer to, gentlemen.
Do we need a beer share right
Yeah,
now?
we do.
Okay.
All
let's do
right.
it.
So what?
All right.
You got a
So,
whale. What do we got?
Listen, I've been cracking. We're still in winter season, and so this is a 2021.
We just started winter season.
Well, I know, but we've been drinking a lot of dark beer. So
I'll give you the gold.
I got more in my pocket, buddy. So what was cool about this year? So this is Three Floyds supporting another macro brewery. See, us small guys, we love it. But yes, Dark Lord 2021. This is a standard Dark Lord. But what they did this year was they did a unique bottle that they screen printed the Dark Lord thing on there. This is like cool technology, so it's not like a label. It's like I don't know. I thought it was really
laser?
like digitally printed it on basically. So this is what we're cracking today.
Nice.
Little show. Make sure you get the shirt in there. Just give it to everybody.
Did it have a wax top to it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I may have gotten that all over Evan's floor last time.
Whoa. This thing's like molasses.
Put some hair on your chest.
I believe, I don't know. Usually these are 15%. So
Give me a half of that.
all right, I'm going to give my AJW a pour.
Come on, boys. I got to
Hey,
drive home.
bottle caps and corks right here. This is when we met.
Oh, see? This is where I met
This
Evan.
was not at Wellfield, though.
Cheers.
Cheers.
ABV?
ABV is, I believe, on 15. It ranges 15 to 15.5.
15% ABV?
Yeah.
Vahid's
Fresh Michigan
face.
dark cherry. Oh, man. Yeah. Give you a little fresh breath, you know?
Jeez, this thing is.
It's the holiday season. You got to
good.
crack some whales, man. Bourbon County had their early prop day came out, so.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah. And we can't do this at the brewery, so we got to do it off-site because, you know, I can't. My permit
Rules,
doesn't allow me. Yeah,
laws.
rules and laws. Yeah, we only serve WestWind.
The board?
The board. Yeah. Yes.
The board is not allowing you to do this.
There you go.
All right, we're going to be back with our picks and enjoying this beautiful 15.5% ABV
Nice.
whale.
How you feeling?
Couple gifts coming for the
I'll
picks.
be feeling good by the time the picks roll around here.
But before we start picks, I'm doing gift first.
Okay, Gifts Roundtable.
Holiday season.
You're listening to the Varsity Brews podcast. Always share your brews. The Varsity
Cheers.
Brews
That's
podcast is back and better than
Yeah.
ever.
Cheers. Always share your brew.
Always share your brew. We are here in the final segment of the Varsity Brews podcast, the Thanksgiving holiday edition here, and we're taking our picks this week. It's rivalry week, gentlemen.
First pick, though.
Yep.
I'm playing in a flag football game on Saturday.
It's Aiden's birthday.
I wish
right.
I was able to be there, dude.
It's pretty funny.
Aiden turned 17 on.
Happy birthday.
I would
Aiden.
bring the camera and I would get highlights.
Dude, that would have been like an actual highlight video would have
Yes.
been so cool.
Is this your only one of the year? Or?
Yeah, it's only on. This is Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's at Pringle Park in Goshen. We are bringing Ben's Pretzels. The Ben's
Nice.
Pretzels truck is going to be there.
That's awesome.
The last 2 years, I have pulled both of my hamstrings. Both years. And I'm talking black and blue, can't walk for 2 weeks, so I'm not really looking forward to this, but we are the reigning champions.
Bob
so,
Morton isn't even playing center, dude.
Yeah.
Evan, do you think you're going to use Flexall 454 before the game?
I don't know what that is, but if it's better than like icy
From the
hot.
80s, man. Come on.
Is it like icy hot?
Yeah, it's like an icy hot.
Okay. Well, I usually go with Tiger Balm.
Oh, I love Tiger Balm.
Yeah.
I've got stacks of Tiger Balm at home.
And I've been pants the last 2 years too, so there's that.
All right.
Could have got that on a highlight.
Before we pick our pick'ems, because we have to give a little early Christmas
Oh.
gift.
I came empty-handed. I hope it's.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
sorry, buddy.
But I figure
Are we
we're
opening this?
going. Yeah, you're gonna open. it.
Okay.
We're going into the biggest college football weekend ever. And I figured if you're gonna be out playing football or traveling,
See, you can wear it. It's not going to go underneath.
yeah, you can wear it.
Michigan versus everybody. Let's go.
I figured I'd
Buddy,
get
now
you.
I have no excuses to wear it on the sideline.
yeah, you got no excuses not to wear it
Hey,
on the sideline.
Even though it's in my car, the chain goes back to Aaron.
Well, for the first time.
I've never got the chain.
That's right. Since you gave it away,
Since I gave it away.
you're going to have to walk me
Are
outside.
those not sweet?
Thanks, buddy.
So Roman Wilson, this is part of their NIL. This is how they're paying their players.
These are black too.
Yeah, they're sweet. So Roman
Fab
Wilson
Five
started
style.
this. Yeah, these shipped right out of like Detroit. Like
I might be wearing baggy
Southfield
shorts
area.
on Saturday.
Figure I'd get you guys a little love. Coming
Michigan
into
versus everybody,
Michigan
baby.
versus
Let's
everybody, the biggest
go.
game ever. So you got to wear them when we're picking them. So
All right.
Well, thank you for
I'm
these,
wearing
buddy.
this
You're
for the
welcome.
flag football game.
This is awesome.
We're sure to win.
I'm wearing this on the sideline, I guess, of Stanford and
I'm going to
Notre
be
Dame.
watching.
So, speaking of Notre Dame at Stanford, they're playing for the Legends Trophy. You've got a quick story on that?
Yeah. So under Charlie Weiss, every Thursday, this was something he brought from the Patriots, but you get quizzed on the opposing team's personnel.
Okay.
So if you were a starter, you get asked, like, if you're the Z receiver, who's going to be the corner covering you, or I don't know, if you're playing defense, who's the center, who's the quarterback. And I don't know how it started or why, but as the backup quarterback, I started getting asked the most obscure questions. Like, in 1940 when they played for the first time, what was the score? Like, just random stuff. So,
Anybody knows that.
Notre Dame, we would get provided with game notes, I think, early in the week on, the record between both teams, all this random stuff. And so I started getting asked these questions, and I was getting them right. And so I think it was like a vendetta to try to stump me.
Right.
And I kept getting them right. And
It's Kenny Tarmac for you. That's my brother, Kenny Tarmac.
And then what I did is I took it one step further. I started making friends with the people that had the questions.
That's good. That's like inside
stealing
stuff.
signs.
Yeah, that's definitely stealing
You ain't
signs.
cheating, you ain't trying. Okay, if you must
Everybody
cheat to
does
win,
it.
baby.
Hey, everybody
does
does it.
So
Then when he started getting good, that's when they cracked down on it.
that's exactly what
friends.
it was. So we had this set up. Tim McDonald, who's now with the New York Giants. So he was like head of like player personnel, like recruiting, some development stuff. He's part of the family who owns the Giants.
Okay.
Okay. So
The Maras or whatever.
yes, exactly. So it was against UCLA. They again fed me the question. It was like a normal one first, and the second one they put up one of the girls from the cheerleading squad and asked me who it was. Didn't bat. Named her name.
Of course.
Email address. Height and weight.
Oh my gosh.
I think at that point they were on to me, but I was like, this is getting out of hand.
Did you win anything for getting these questions?
No.
Got a few extra minutes of playing time.
No, they probably demoted me. You will stand on the sideline longer. When you get in the game, you have to hand the ball off.
Evan, keep running the laps.
Sharply, you're in. That's a great story. All right, so Notre Dame,
Legends Trophy. Yeah, there we
Legends
go.
Trophy, Stanford.
That's kind of how it started, though. It was like I just memorized like,
The trophies
Legends,
or
the Shillelagh, jeweled Shillelagh,
Yep.
all those things. I had all those trophies down the records and whatnot. So that's how that started. And ended up with a cheerleader who, by the way, I tried to message. I was like, hey, this is going to sound really weird, but you were my trivia question.
Would you like to go to
This is
Steak
the
and
most
Shake?
Evan story of all time right here.
Would you like to go to Steak and Shake?
No, cheers and Roseland.
Cheers and Roseland.
This was the original marshmallow story. I'm sorry, this is it right here.
Oh, man.
Nice work, Evan.
All right, Evan, take your pick. Who you want?
Oh, are we talking Notre Dame, Stanford?
Yeah, we're talking Notre Dame Stanford.
Notre Dame.
All right.
Score?
I don't know. Estimate over 100 yards again.
All right.
Please.
All right. So
Please.
last week I went against the
You did.
Irish. I did. I was confident. I thought the Irish would like fall and crumble here. I'm gonna go with Irish finishing out.
9-3.
9-3. Evan called it at the beginning of the season. Yeah.
Let's go.
I've got the Irish winning by at least 2 touchdowns here. So that's for me.
Thank God. Picking the Irish. Irish
You
finish.
should get personal. Like,
No, jeez, Pete.
Keeping receipts. No, I'm just kidding. 9-3. Notre Dame wins by at least 3 touchdowns here. I'm picking the final score 38-3.
All right.
I don't think
I don't think it's gonna be
Stanford has anything
Nope.
to offer on the offensive side of the ball. And they don't come out for the game. I mean, there's no fans at Stanford. The tree.
They have a tree.
It's garbage. Have you ever seen that tree?
Yes.
Oh, it's like a half tree, half
What
human.
is the nickname of that? Is it Stanley?
Cardinal.
Oh, Cardinal?
Yeah, it's like
It's
the,
not
They're one
Stanley?
of-
no, it's
they're-
just called the tree.
They're one of the few
I think it has a name, though.
non-plural.
It's not Stanley? I think it's Stanley the tree. Somebody get my fact checks.
You guys keep talking. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't see anything happening there.
All right.
Another game we can call here while Evan is checking Stanley, Lord Stanley's Cup.
Lord Stanley's Cup.
Is Oregon State at Oregon.
That's
number 11.
That's a big game.
At number 6.
Huge. I think Oregon has had a ton of games they've been a part of that everybody's like, oh, is Oregon good or not? They're not good. I'll tell you what. Oregon wins that game. You got to talk about it. Maybe top 4 or 5-ish, you know, with what happens.
I think Oregon is kind of one of those teams that could get in here.
Yeah.
Oregon is playing awesome
agree.
football, and the only loss they had
Yep.
was a last-second loss to Michael Penix in Washington.
Yeah. Who's a good football team.
Who's a good football team. I'm picking Oregon here by at least 2 touchdowns, I would say.
Okay. Evan?
Stanley?
It's just the tree.
Yeah,
Is it
it's a
really?
tree.
I thought his name was
Just a tree.
Stanley.
Just the tree.
Sounds
It's a
cool.
really weird mascot.
Oregon State at Oregon?
Oregon.
Oregon?
Oh,
It
wow.
is. So
That
we're
was
all
easy.
going to Oregon.
All going to Oregon.
How about the Apple Cup? Washington State at Washington.
So they're ESPN. You listen to the left wing hoodlums on ESPN.
Lions not cheap.
Yeah, right. They're all picking.
Who are they
We are
picking?
banned from everything.
I know. Washington
Canceled.
State to win. Here's what I'll tell you. Washington is a good, complete football team. I think Penix Jr. transferring from IU up there. I think he wins this game. He finds a way. I think Washington is right in the mix in the playoff berth with whatever happens with
They can score.
They can. I mean, and Penix he's got a huge arm. So
They've got, what, 2 or 3 receivers? 2 receivers averaging 100 yards a game.
I mean, I honestly think Washington's going to win this game. Not that our bartender at WestWind, Noah, who's a huge Washington fan, there's your shout out, Noah. But
I saw him today at Gabe's.
Yeah, he was covering for me today. Give me a little rest.
Yeah.
My arm's sore. So I'm going Washington.
I'm
All
going
right.
to Washington.
Washington as
Yeah.
well. All right, since we're not going to be together until the holiday party,
Yeah.
Who wins between Washington and Oregon in the Pac-12 championship?
That's a drum roll. That's a Clark Griswold drum roll right there.
That's a coin flip for me, I think.
Not a coin flip for me. I'm going Oregon by at least 2 scores.
Wow.
And I think Oregon's got it together.
Bo's playing well.
Bo is playing like a Heisman Trophy winner.
You think it's going to be a shootout? I do.
I don't know. It's tough playing a team twice, right, in one season. So I think that Oregon is flying right now. And on a neutral field, I think Oregon gets it done for sure.
Where do they play that?
That's a great question. It might be at SoFi Stadium.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure.
I'm going to keep. It's a tough one. That's a tough one for me. Man, I don't know.
I'm going Washington.
All right.
Listen, Washington for me is like right there at 4-5. Whatever happens in the Ohio State-Michigan game, I'm right there with Washington.
Okay.
So.
I'm going to pick Oregon because I want Oregon to win.
Oh boy, here comes the bias.
No, I don't want to pack. I don't want to pack.
He's going to
team.
come in with a Bo Nix jersey.
I'm just telling you. No.
Next week he's gonna have a Bo Nix jersey.
Hey,
I don't-
Nike's getting it right with those though. Whatever they're doing.
I don't want a pack team involved in the Final Four.
All right.
So I'm going to pick
Fair
Oregon.
enough, fair enough.
All right. Let's go to the game of the year.
The game,
We already know who you're going to pick. What's the final score going to be?
Evan.
I can't say 33-3
Yeah,
again.
you can't say 33-3 in this one.
I'm picking Michigan.
Ooh, I like Evan. He's gonna get something extra in his stocking.
24-20.
24-20.
Aaron?
Well, of course, I've got to go with the Big Blue. Here's what I'll tell you. Michigan, I don't care about any of all the antics. ESPN's against Michigan. Ohio State's against Michigan.
Tony Fauci's against Michigan.
Tony Fauci's against Michigan. Everybody's against Michigan. And I'm going to tell you what. Michigan is a complete football team this year. We won't have had our coach 50% of the time playing in this game. You understand that? He's missed 6 games, 3 in the beginning, 3 in the end. That's a fair statement. I'm telling you, Big Blue win this thing in a barn burner. Like, I'm talking like within a touchdown.
Okay.
Big Blue all the way. I'm going to go 27-20. There's going to be some things that happens in these crazy plays, but I'm going Big Blue. Michigan versus everybody, baby.
Here we go.
Can you top that?
With the hat on.
He gave me a coin back.
Listen,
Paying his dues.
I am rooting for Michigan.
All right.
Like, in my heart, I am rooting for Michigan.
But
There's a lot of dots.
I think there's a lot of things going against Michigan
All
right
right,
now.
that's fair. That's fair.
And I think the Ohio State defense is going to step up. I like Ohio State 27-24 in this one. I want Michigan to win. I hope
He's
I'm wrong.
drinking the ESPN
No.
Kool-Aid.
No, Ryan Day called him personally.
Yeah.
I talked to Lou Holtz.
Where
Where
is Lou?
Where is Ryan Day and where is Lou?
No,
Holtz
he's gonna win. He's like, where's Jim Harbaugh now?
If he says that, that's gonna be nuts.
Scripted. It's scripted.
Yeah,
it's all done.
He'll probably say just to be that arrogant.
I want Michigan to win because I think Michigan deserves it. I think they're right. They're ripe. I just don't know if they're going to be able to get it done.
Yeah, it's
going to be a close game.
It's an uphill battle. You got home field advantage. You don't have your head coach. I get it, but hey,
It's a home game and it's a noon kickoff.
It's a noon kickoff.
Everything's working in their favor.
There's more things in their favor than everybody thinks.
And I'm telling you, playing the villain helps.
Yeah,
It
they're
does.
pissed off right there.
Because
look at your hats.
Because
read
who,
it, baby.
who normally is the villain?
Ohio State.
Ohio State is.
Yeah.
Michigan is the villain.
Well,
in this game.
I hope Michigan wins, and I hope they get a berth in the playoff because I would like to see them get over the hump.
Yeah.
I think whoever wins this game, I think they have no problem with Iowa, who can't score more than 10 points a game.
Dude, it doesn't matter who wins.
How does that?
Yeah, how does that happen?
I believe next time we get together, we're going to know the Final Four, gentlemen.
Yeah.
So let's pick our Final Four. Who are the Final Four? Because it's Alabama and Georgia in the probably
2-minute drill. All right.
Alabama against Georgia probably in this SEC championship. So who do we have in the Final Four? Final Four of the season.
Evan, you go first.
I might need to change a previous pick I made.
Oh. Well, we know we had Florida State in there earlier.
Yeah.
With the injury to
Florida.
Travis,
All right.
I think they're out.
All right.
Even
I'm
undefeated, I
I'm
think
changing.
they're out.
I'm changing
All right,
a
here we
pick. Instead of wearing my Bo Nix jersey next week, I'll wear Michael Penix.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna flip. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be. Oh, this is
1.
Michigan's 1.
Wow. Ooh. Old. If they beat Ohio State, they're going to go to 1. Right?
Washington's 2.
Ooh, man.
Bama is 3.
That means they beat Georgia.
Georgia is 4.
That's what he's picking.
All right.
Oh, okay. That's good.
All right. Who do you got?
Man. Dude, I don't know. Evan's got me on. I'm nervous over here. All right.
So that would be what? That would be Georgia, Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, not good. That's a tough first-round matchup.
Tough first round game.
And then it'd be Bama, Washington.
Yep.
So,
Bama.
yeah.
Wow.
That'd be great for college football.
It would be good. For ratings. I mean,
Bama, Georgia for the third time. For what? Second time, I guess. They haven't played this year, right?
No.
all right. I'm going Georgia 1.
Okay.
Ohio State beats, excuse me.
Oh,
Michigan beats Ohio State.
is that a Freudian slip?
Sorry. Yeah, it was.
Dang, that's not good.
I've had like 15.5 beers. Michigan's 2. I'm gonna pick. I'm moving Ohio State down to 5, and I'm moving up and saying Washington is gonna be in there, and I'm saying Florida State runs the table, and Florida State's gonna be 4. Even though they got some injuries, I think they find a way to get it done. I think they're squeaking at 4. I don't think Bama's. Even if Bama wins that, I don't know. I think Bama's not gonna win that game. That's fine.
A 9-2 Bama team is still better than Florida State, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, I agree with that. But I just gave
I
him
have to
a-
agree with that too.
But wins.
Can't get out. You can't get in.
Yeah,
You can't.
Yeah, two lost teams should not be in the playoff. At least with 4 teams.
So, all right. I'm going.
I wish it was a 12-team playoff this
I know.
year.
That's gonna be
Next-
fun.
next
That's
year,
gonna be
right?
fun next year.
Next year.
We gotta have to have a board next
We're
year.
gonna have some new material on a
That's right.
board. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, number 1, I'm going Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
I think Ohio State is going to be in.
Yep.
I think Georgia is going to be 2.
They are really good, I will say, seeing them in person.
I think Texas is going to be 3.
Squeaks in. Wow. What is Texas right now? 6?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like 5, 6.
I was
They're right there.
They're right there. Everybody's forgetting about Texas.
Yeah.
And I think Oregon is going to be 4. Oh, wow. So I think my 4 teams are Ohio State 1, Georgia 2, going up against the 3rd seed in Texas.
Yep.
And 4 is going to be Oregon, and it's going to be Ohio State and Georgia in the championship game, a rematch of last year's semifinal. And I like Georgia to take it all.
Okay.
Alabama is playing
They really
extremely good football.
I would
From where they
Extremely,
started.
yeah.
Following
And
you
that-
saw them at the beginning of the season.
Well, I saw him at Middle
Could you
Tennessee State.
imagine if Tommy Rees won a championship?
Everybody's going, hey, Tommy, you want to come back and be our offensive coordinator at Notre Dame because we suck right now? Oh, did I say that? Sorry.
9-3. Yeah.
Relax, West Bowl, baby. Relax, West Bowl. So, hey, we've got our Final Fours. We're going
All
to
right.
come back on December 14th or whatever it's going to be.
It'll be fun.
And
At WestWind.
we'll make our championship picks then.
Let's do it. Christmas
Gentlemen?
party.
It was a fun one today.
Hey,
We crashed the MNF party.
that's all right, man. Every Monday. This is where we're at. You ever want to find us?
Daaa Baaa.
Old school WWB.
Remember, Michigan versus everybody.
Yes.
Varsity Brews Podcast.